live on me. We current. Got the live on. Boom. We currently about to be live. Bam. Let's go. Let me slide by you real quick.
Pairing.
Get on you bitches. Get on you bitches.
Them motherfuckers don't want none.
Nah, my man's had me crying. So his son was running and he was doing a little marathon race. Tell me right before he crossed the finish line, he started doing the giddy and he lost. It's a young white guy too. It's just saying, man, it's trending out here, man.
That's hilarious.
Hey, he had me crying. He said, man, you're supposed to do it after you cross the line. I said, yeah, man, you give him style points. He said, no, fuck them style points.
That's hilarious. What it do, man? Old heads, man. Old heads. You already know what it is, man. Episode 22, man. We are in the building, man. How y'all doing, man? Coming to y'all Saturday night, man, at a new time, man. You already know what it is. You already know who I am, but if you don't know, I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. Mr. Rello, if you know, you know, a.k.a. O'Milly. What'd you say?
I said, oh, Lord.
Oh, it's like that?
No. Just the light.
Oh, okay. I thought we were okay. Don't start no more beat that, man. Okay. You know, motherfuckers, episode 22, motherfuckers started getting noticed and shit. I was at the bar. Girl was like, you the chunky guy from OS? I say, well, yes, I am. I signed my first titty, y'all. I signed my first titty. We are officially on the way there. Yesterday I signed my first titty. Tomorrow, we're going to be at P. Diddy party.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling y'all, man, y'all better keep watching, man.
I don't know if we're going to that Diddy party. I heard they be getting too zesty over there. We're going to go to somebody else's party. They be getting zesty at their parties. Hey, you know you would leave. Normally you would have a comment for that, but you know damn well what I'm talking about, man. Don't play.
Diddy, I'll go to your party. Kanye, that's a different story.
The big ass boots. Well, don't let me catch you out here with Nick Cannon and them big ass boots. No more, man. Them big ass, them mountain mole stomping motherfucking boots you had on, man. You out of line, man.
Those two motherfucking boots. Remember, The Price is Right? What was it, Klinko, where that motherfucker had the mountain? You know what I'm talking about. That nigga that had
Boot having out, boy.
The motherfucker that had the mountain, you had to hit the something, then he had to, before slowly went up, had them boots on. They was them, man, boy, get your ass up out of here.
Old Judge Dredd boots.
Better motherfucking Judge Dredd boot ass up out of here, boy. I choose justice looking ass, boy. No, boy, and he had, matter of fact, I already know who's gonna trade that motherfucker. Boy, let me just stop. But old heads, man, episode 22 for y'all, man. Man, we got a great show tonight for y'all, man. Like I said, I'm your co-host, man, O'Milly. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over, man, and then I'm gonna let this young brother over here, man, introduce himself, man. We got a great young co-host today for us, man. Guest host for today for us, man. So go ahead, you brothers want to introduce yourself.
Man, Hendo G, man. Chris Henderson on Facebook, man. Follow you, boy. Holla at me.
Boy Bills, man, be out. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me, basically, yeah. That's about it.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll just go by Bobo.
That was just funny to say.
If we give him a headband, he go out Jason Terry.
Good show, Bobo in the building, man. Bobo in the building. But then we're going to go ahead and get right into it for y'all today, man. Old heads, man. Sports news, man. How did y'all feel about the rushing the passer rule? How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like it's a bad rule? Or do you guys feel like it's something that's just Tom Brady just gets special treatment? Or do you feel like, do you guys feel like it should go back to how it used to be? Or how do you feel about that?
I have no problem with the league protecting high-value quarterbacks. I mean, if we go back in the day when they was getting, Joe Theismann breaking legs and getting clotheslines and stuff like that, we definitely have come a long way. But at the same time, you're not really allowing these guys to get touched and hit. Like, at critical moments. Sometimes these guys are sitting in the pocket, and just because a guy, you know, he's rushing in and his head happens to hit his waist or something, it's not. I don't know. It's getting kind of soft, but I know a lot of guys are really a lot more favoritized than everybody else in the league. We'll say that. You know, Tom Brady's one, Aaron Rodgers is one, Drew Brees was one. You know, people who you just, and they'll be like, all right, flag. You know, we've all seen these guys get special treatment at the quarterback position. But as far as the rule, I think it is getting kind of a little watered down. I played with Tom Brady was soft as shit. I don't think that's a call, you know, but, you know, this is a $1 million guy we're talking about. He gets hurt, that whole team goes down. Without Tom, you know, there's not really going to be much of a Buccaneer team. Same thing goes with all the guys that get those type of calls. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, their backup is not going to come in. Hundley is not going to come in and win a bunch of games. It's going to be a bunch of turmoil, you know. So there's a reason why these guys get called. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Well said, well said.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because we won't be like clear about it. We talking about that Tom Brady play. That Tom Brady play was clearly just a sack. You know what I'm saying? It was clearly just a sack. I mean, to reach that deep into the wording of, you know what I'm saying, of the law, that was just way too much. You know what I'm saying? And then we have to do that like right at the instant. Like the referee just knew right at the instant exactly how to. Man, I'm gonna let it go, man. But everything reminds me of Jim Crow. It just always reminds me of Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? It do. Because you mean to tell me all of a sudden, man, look, man, I don't know the last time a running black quarterback got that call. I just don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we're gonna value, man, if we're gonna value the quarterback, then we gotta value all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? Even a running quarterback too. You know what I'm saying? White, black, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just value all the quarterbacks, because when one quarterback get that treatment, it's like a slap in the face. It's like, man, y'all. It's like saying y'all gonna let this dude play till he's 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because if you play normal football, he probably wouldn't last. That's all that tells me when I'm looking at it. Like, he's so protected that, you know what I'm saying, they just helping his success. I mean, which is good, man, if you're doing that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But give everybody that shot. You know what I'm saying? Tom ain't the only motherfucker back here taking these chances.
How you feel about it, Greg?
Oh, that Tom Brady call?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, man, because I can understand why they're trying to protect these people, but at the same token, you know, they all know what they signed up for, you know what I mean? And why is he always in the middle of some type of, you know what I'm saying, controversy, bro? You always seem like he get a rule change for him, bro, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, hey, like, you might as well just call it the TFL. You understand what I'm saying?
Man.
Town Football League, you feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I understand what, you know what I'm saying, B.I. was saying you got to treat everybody the same, but I do also understand, you know what I'm saying, them protecting their investment, you feel me? And that's what they have to do. And that's for every quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Because I know we could go back and look at other teams and we could see some questionable calls with their quarterbacks too, you feel me? To whereas they be getting the benefit of the call, you know what I'm saying? They just making it real hard for the defense, you feel me?
Yeah.
They're making it real hard for the defense, you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for them guys.
Translation, he deflated them balls. Balls. He did that shit.
He said he did that.
He did that shit.
Yeah, I think you guys touched pretty much on everything as far as Tom Brady goes. I understand why he gets special treatment. I understand it from both sides. That was just, in my opinion, just a bad call. I mean, because you could talk about him whipping him around, this and that. Aaron Donald gets 90% of his sacks just like that.
For real.
So, I mean, so it was just a bad call. Definitely Tom Brady gets special treatment, but hey, if you're that great of a quarterback, in my opinion, I feel like he kind of deserves it.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan got special treatment too.
He did.
So I mean, when you reach that, when you become that elite, that great, it comes with the territory. But moving right along, man, we're gonna bounce around. I guess we're gonna stay with some football, man. Devontae Adams and the shove heard around the world. It sounds like, for whatever reason, Worlds of Fun theme park has banned him from their theme park, and he has currently been charged with a misdemeanor assault. How do you guys feel about that?
You can't go to the park.
First of all, I don't know what that shit got to do with the park, and that's bogus, so they kind of obscene for that. Second of all, I've always said this. These guys are grown-ass men, and the last thing you want after you took a disappointing loss like that is for a camera to be all up in your face. And that shit goes for basketball too, you know. It's hard to sit there, you know, these guys take, you know, they take these losses on the chin. A lot of these guys are super competitive. I know how I am playing at the YMCA, so I can imagine how these guys are who are really playing for something, you know. And these guys have to do conferences, press talks after that. If you just took an L or poked in the eye and lost and all this. So I understand the frustration where he's at fault. You can't do this to these people, regardless of how you feel about it. You know, I understand the frustration. I understand that. It's tough, you know. The guy throwing you the ball, this ain't Aaron Rodgers no more. This is Derek Carr. Huge difference. You guys are losing tight games, and it hurts. But that doesn't give you the right to go out and do this goofy shit. Neither does it give anybody else the right. You know, that leads into other conversations that we have as well. You don't have the right to put your hands on these people. Go in the locker room, figure that shit out like the rest of the 52 people on that team, or 51, you 52, you know, and do it like an adult. You can't be setting this example for the younger people and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you are a role model, and this is what you do for a living. You got to understand and show people better. You know, you do.
I like that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck all that natural reaction and all that shit. He thought about it and then he did it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, you just gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you a black man in this league, bro. You are expendable. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get rid of you. It don't matter how good you are. If you act up, they get rid of you. They don't care. They'll start tarnishing your character, TL. They'll let you crack all the way up and kick yourself out the league. Motherfucking whatever the fuck dude name was from the Steelers and the Patriots and the Raiders for 2 seconds.
Bell.
Thursday.
Bell. And then
you know man, you know dude, the crazy nigga,
Yeah.
rap career now and shit.
Oh, you talking
AB,
about AB?
Yeah, Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gordon too.
this league will eat you up. You know what I'm saying? The life expectancy in this league is actually still low. We like our favorite players and we love our Tom Brady's like the last 20 years. But trust me, when it's your time, you will be out of there quick as hell. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever it takes to stay in this league. Do your little sorry tour. You go to every city and apologize to every theme park and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the fuck it take. Whatever the fuck it take, because, you know what I'm saying, you just got to pay a whole bunch of bread. What the fuck else you going to do but act right? Nigga, you shouldn't have did that shit in the first place. You know goddamn well, all these cameras on you, you a black man in this league. Man, you ain't finna get no passes. Shouldn't have did the shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be damn that perfect if you want to be out here nowadays. A black man, come on, man. You play football. There's always a stigma that come along with that shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be some wild, crazy motherfucker. What the fuck? But Tom Brady can be cool as hell with Giselle. Man, the fuck out of here, man. That shit weak as hell. It's a double standard. Jim Crow.
How you feel about that, fam?
I mean, I feel like they, you know what I mean, he bogus for pushing Buddy, but at the same token, you know what I mean, they got to give them guys a clear path, man. Let them guys get through there. Should be nobody running across there or anything like
It
that.
sure should have been though. Where the fuck this dude come from?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Like, and what people don't understand is, I looked at the play a couple of times. I'm like, does he even really see this dude? You understand what I'm saying? Because when you coming off a loss, bro, he could be all in his head and not even really paying attention to who's in it. And then all of a sudden this dude pops up in his peripheral and then he like, you know what I'm saying, to push him. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but at the same token, you know, you got to give him a clear path. Because you don't know what these guys think, and you don't even know if these guys are paying attention. And with all these fans getting over this barrier and running all on the field and everything like that, man, they should have a clear path. You understand what I'm saying?
Being a former player or being a player yourself, have you been in situations as to where, say, you've had a loss, and say a cameraman would have gotten in your face? Have you been in a situation where you've been that upset as to where you would have done what Davante Adams has done? I play basketball. I can't speak from a football player's perspective.
I mean, it all depends on how you lost and what was going on the sideline and what was going on the field, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's a really, really high, you know what I'm saying, sport, you know what I mean? Your tensions is high, your attitude, everything. So, yeah, it could be. And some people just take it different. Like I said, it just depends on how it ends.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I like that. I
You know
like
what I
that.
mean?
No, that's crazy.
But man, it seemed like man, we got a big fight, man. I guess everybody fight. It's also a big fight night, man. If y'all in the UFC too, it seemed like everybody fighting, but Draymond Green, man, it looks like he's not gonna be suspended. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know how good of a day this is gonna be for Draymond, because it looks like Jordan Poole just got a 4-year, $140 million deal. I don't know if you people out there know that. 4-year, $140 million for Jordan Poole. Then on top of that, Andrew Wiggins just signed a 4-year, $109 million deal. Draymond Green is set to make $25.8 million this year, and he has a player option for $27 million next year. Now I looked up, and it seems to be from the research that I did, it seems to be that they could buy him out as long as both sides agree on it. How do you guys feel? Do you feel like that punch kind of put Draymond in the situation to where now it's kind of a thing as to where you want to know what, you are getting a little older, we appreciate you being feisty, but we're kind of just sick of this shit. Signing Poole, he seems to be a stud. Andrew Wiggins in that system, I don't see any reason why he can't be an all-star for the next 2 years, especially if they're 1 or 2 seed in the West going into All-Star break. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I think the Warriors know what they're doing. When you look at the Warriors team, with the exception of Draymond, that's still a contender, and they got a lot of good pieces on that team, and I feel like Draymond is expendable at this time in his career. I feel like they could possibly make a trade and get somebody else who has the same tenacity and the same work ethic as him. Don't forget this at the end of the day. This man is a dog on defense. He is very athletic and he is very aggressive. It's what people look for, but that aggressiveness has kind of cost the Warriors some games in the playoffs. I feel when he was kicking people in the dick, a few years ago, and then he got suspended, I feel like that cost the Warriors that finals.
They did.
So with that being said, and then how he argues with the teammates, or I wouldn't even say argue, the lack of respect.
Yeah, lack of respect. Coaches too.
He sat there and he basically chased off KD in so many words. And KD's a very mild-tempered dude, and I get what he might do, but there was more going on to that. We all agree on that. He doesn't really respect Curry or Clay, really, and I can see that by the gameplay. I watched this man get a rebound, run the full court, look off Clay and Curry, and then airball a three-point, and then look crazy at everybody else. And he most certainly does not respect Steve Kerr. There's not too many players you see like this that just be arguing with their head coach and just like telling their coach to shut the fuck up and just like sit down, I'm running this. There's not too many ways you're going to get away with that. It works cool for a situation, but this isn't going to be an ongoing thing. The referees too. And when you look at that, that's kind of the cancer to the team. And if you remove that cancer, they still have a good team.
Yeah. The way he find people on offense, that's the only thing I think that they won't be the same without him. Whether it's passing through the post, whether he get the ball off pick and roll or something, and somebody run this way or run to the next wing, and then this dude started running to the hoop, and then it draws attention to him, which is somebody else's man, then he catch the center for an alley-oop right there. That intermediate passing to the post, that it's so many ways where he gets Steph Curry open. I don't even want to start describing them all right now, but like when you take him off that team offensively, okay, he can't shoot the ball, but the way he found everybody, he was a point forward for real. He really, really kind of was an engine that helped without scoring, but he was an engine that helped that motion and that offense run so smoothly. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was always hard on those young dudes, because he wanted them to see what he was seeing as he was seeing it. You know, like the Andre Iguodala's and everybody else who seen the floor the same way when they were winning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But to me,
without him, that's the only thing I worry about, because you know me. You know what I'm saying? I start my trade yourself segment right now. Trade Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm tired of dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. He get away with way too much. But if we gonna say all that about him, we do have to say how the team is gonna look different, regardless of how much talent they got or can get, because IQ is something that you can't really replace and you really can't teach. You can try to teach it all day long, but game time speed is always gonna be different than what you do in practice and just a conversation while you're looking at tape. You know what I'm saying? To be able to see it on time. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. But the thing I think offensively, they don't take that step back because they still have high IQ on the floor, especially with Poole, Clay, and Curry. The thing that they miss is that defense intensity. If you take that defense intensity away from that finals and watch how Draymond was pushing those guys around and almost clotheslining them, just WWFing these guys.
That Memphis series too.
And he was bullying, and that's what they miss. If they can find somebody that can bully somebody and push, that's what you miss though. His aggression.
You been watching these games?
I watch all these games. I see what he
He
did.
look like a pussycat out there.
But if you take
I seen him slap Joe on the ass and shit and like tell him like good play or something. It was weird. I'm like, this is, but because just last year they was in the playoff against each other, and he was a dog on Joker. It's like some of the barb been taking out, some of the bite or something taking out the dogs out there, man. Like, and that's true. That's true too.
That's preseason.
But it was like fresh off the argument or the.
I get it,
you know what I'm saying?
you don't want to
the
expose
situation.
yourself out there because the refs are already looking. He
I'm
hasn't
trying to
had-
tell you, he was reeling it in a little bit. He wasn't full blown Draymond Green. It is a preseason.
That ice.
But is he
You
really
don't
going?
get ice.
What if he actually don't get back to that? That's what I'm wondering. Like, what if he don't get back to being fully Draymond Green because now he afraid of his image or some shit? Like, you know, motherfuckers be worried about their brand and shit too.
Happened to Boogie.
Like, you know what I mean?
It happened to Barkley.
So I mean, I don't know. We're gonna see how that play out.
How you feel about it, fam?
Man, first of all, man, I feel like whoever leaked that tape, man,
He's a bitch.
they bogus.
He's a bitch.
You know what I mean? I
That
don't
nigga's a
feel he
bitch.
should be suspended by the league. You know what I mean? I don't feel he should be suspended by the league, but by the team, I can understand. But we already know this is last year, B. It don't matter. Even if he make it the whole year, maybe even if he make it to, you know what I'm saying, the trade deadline, you know what I mean? But I know they gonna miss him, but at the same token, they got a lot of young talent. You know what I mean? They got Kuminga ready. You know what I mean? So you are expendable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm
And
saying.
you can't be doing nothing like that to the future. You understand what I'm saying? You can't, as a leader, you can't do that. And he probably knows that that's who's next. He's next to get the bag.
I feel like that played a part in him doing that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
saying?
Trying to
Really
humble.
control that type of technique.
Right,
and shit
but
like
it's a
that.
different way. You ain't got to put your hands on nobody.
It was said that they got it into the ultimate argument was over money.
Mm-hmm.
So even with that being said, isn't this a type of argument or dispute that we hold outside of practice or in the locker room while we talking?
Right.
Why has it got to be an on-court matter, on practice matter,
Yeah.
If, I always believe that, there's a time and a place for everything, you know what I'm saying? But, this was a poor choice like this, and this goes to show for a lot of the poor choices Draymond has made throughout his career.
Exactly.
So this is what I'm trying to say is this become a repeat thing, How many times is you going to have this cost this Warriors team before they just have enough,
Right. And I think it's now.
Yeah, it should be. Because I don't know how much more shit you gonna let this dude tear down. You know what I'm saying? He got KD out of there. He trying to get Poole out of there. He done cussed out motherfucking Steve Kerr like he wanted him up out of there. He talked to the referees like whatever. I'm just saying, like, at what point in time did you say, man, I mean, we love you, nigga, but man, you out of control, nigga. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn.
Anything else? Did this nigga make nasty potato salad too?
Word on the street now.
But you don't want to see this out somebody who's eventually might be a Hall of Famer.
You know what I'm saying? He'll potentially stand somewhere for his accolades, and you don't want to see this out of him. He's known for making better decisions, but now it seems like he's becoming more out of control. You know, and then when is this going to cost that Warrior team enough? Is what I'm saying. He's an awesome player. I love watching him play. Matter of fact, I probably play like this man. You know what I'm saying? I love the tenacity. I love the aggression. But man, it's time to place though. It's a time to place. Save that for the Lakers. Save that for Miami. Save that for Boston. Don't save it for Jordan Poole. You mad at the wrong brother.
But I don't know. I mean, the punch, yeah. Me personally, I think that happens all the time. Personally,
That's how you punch a nigga that owe you money.
I don't know. I mean, the way I look at it is, if you push somebody, the way I look at it is, if you push somebody, it's a good chance that if they coming back in your shit, that they gonna
Teammates though, we push a lot as teammates is all I'm saying. We gonna push. I don't actually draw me like
punch a lot as teammates too. You can ask MJ and Kerr. My coach used to throw the ball at us in practice if we fucked up.
that's what coaches do. I
Right,
expect that.
right. But as teammates, I know teammates that came like.
If Coach would have dropped me, I wouldn't be playing for them niggas. If Coach would have hit me in my shit like that and put me on the ground, nigga, I'm coming back with moms. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Right, I get that. But I'm just.
Right? We ain't gotta do that. We can push all day, nigga. We have a shut fight.
Like I said, I just feel like that's something that happened. It just happened that we just had video. So I mean, was he wrong for it? Yeah, he was probably wrong for it, but it's something that happens. But as far as Draymond, I think what's going to happen is I think he's going to finish out the rest of this season. They're going to see if they can win another chip. When they asked him, that's pretty much what he said. I'm focused on this year, focused on the championship. So I think that's pretty much what he's focused on. That's what Golden State focused on. And I think at the end of season, he does have a player option. I think they'll probably look at a buyout. And in my opinion, if I'm Draymond, if you're listening, if you're watching Old Heads, I think a great spot for him would be the Clippers. I think the Clippers will be an absolute great spot for him. You're staying in LA, so you're still out there in good weather. And I think that's the one missing ingredient. The Clippers kind of need an asshole. PG is a dog. He's a beast, but he's a good dude. Kawhi is Kawhi. You know, that's what Kawhi gonna do. He gonna give you 27, about 2 steals, 8 boards. Gonna be a dog on defense. Give you about 63 games a year, maybe 70 on a good year, and he gonna and give you a few All NBAs. You know what I'm saying? But you need somebody that's that asshole. And you know what I'm saying? So I think Draymond, man, Clippers be a great spot for him. But man, talking about assholes, man, I'm an asshole. I'm gonna admit I'm an asshole, man. Because I have not been doing good with my NFL picks, man. I have not been doing good. I don't know what's going on, man. But my week 5 picks, I had the Steelers and the Bills. Yeah. I was actually looking at this game and actually sent BI a message while I was watching it live. I had the Steelers winning 24-21. I'm sorry, I'm enamored with Kenny Pickett. The fake slide what he did in college is the dopest shit ever. But I had them winning 24-21. They lost by a lot. 38-3 Bills, 38-3 over the Steelers. Then I had the Bucks beating the Falcons. Actually, I had the Bucks beating the Falcons. So I wasn't too bad. I ended up winning Bucks 21-15. And then I had the Cowboys and the Rams. I had Cowboys winning 24-16. Cowboys ended up winning 22-10. So those are my picks from last week. This week picks, I have the Ravens beating the Giants. The Ravens are 3-2 and have lost both their games by a combined of 7 points. So every game, they really should be.
The Giants underrated.
Giants are underrated, but Lamar, I think that's who I picked. That's who I got winning MVP this year. It was Lamar, so I'm gonna go with my MVP. He does his MVP thing. Then I have the Cardinals Seahawks. Cardinals winning 21-14. I think Kyler gets back on track. He typically starts out fast. They haven't done that this year. So I think he gets back on track. That Seahawks team, Geno comes back to earth. I'm hoping Geno love Geno Smith, man.
That boy
But
throwing some strikes, man.
he thought I like
He
Geno.
threw a couple.
He
really
did.
good.
He did. Not like Geno. I like
Really
Geno.
good.
Hey,
I don't know where this is coming from.
I like
But,
Geno. I've been watching Geno ever since West Virginia. I like Geno Smith, but I think he comes back to earth. He doesn't have a lot of talent around him also.
Yes.
So I think that's why I got them winning. And then my last team, I have Broncos Chargers. Man, I really like Russ, man. I love Russ, man. Broncos, let's ride. But they just for some reason they not riding this year real well. So I got the Chargers winning 28-7, man. Khalil Mack gets a lot of pressure on Russ. It seems like he's been under duress. Mack is.
game now.
I know it's a division game, but Khalil Mack has 5 sacks right now, which is tied for 6th in the league. Joey Bosa's out, look like for 8 to 10 weeks. But
I wouldn't think that.
I'm taking Chargers 28-7 over the Broncos, man. So those are my picks, man. Last week, this week picks, man. Who want to start off?
Shit, man, I actually did pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, even though it was disappointing to watch. The only game I messed up, man, was I actually had the Lions beating the Patriots, and the Lions didn't score a motherfucking point. So that was they got their ass dusted. Like I said, the only way they was gonna get beat is they got outcoached, and they got outplayed, outcoached, outcalled. They got everything. It was 29-0. They didn't even pinch the bitch. I called the Bears Viking game. I said the Vikings probably had us, and they did. They snuck one out, man. It was a great game, though. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good game.
It was shit.
It was a good
that
game.
shit was terrible.
Shit.
That shit was terrible. Y'all
Good
know
game.
it was
And
terrible.
then I called the Niners beating the Panthers, and they stomped all over the Panthers
Oh, yeah.
ridiculously. And so that was it. Going for this week, I got the Niners beating the Falcons because let's be for real, who hasn't?
Yeah.
It's the Falcons. They said they changed his name to Marcus Mariota. They said his game is soft like tomato paste.
Oh, wow. Who said
Marcus
that?
Mariota.
Who said that?
People don't know. I ain't gonna discuss all that in there.
Oh, wow.
I got the Vikings beating the Dolphins by 3. It's probably going to be more poor 7 now that I think about it. But the thing about it is, even though people count the Dolphins out a lot, they have a lot of weapons. But I just think that the Vikings D, when they show flashes of being good, they're really good. And like I said, not a lot of people have had an answer for Justin Jefferson, and I don't think the Dolphins defense will. So I'm just going to hold it to that. And then I have the Rams beating the Panthers by at least 7. The Rams have been kind of struggling up and down, but they're another team that, they get going about mid-season. When they get to going, they usually can find their weapons. Allen Robinson's struggling pretty bad right now, but Cooper Kupp's still doing him. So that's what I got going. And then my honorable mention game, Packers-Jets. And shit, you can probably figure that one out.
Jets.
I was going to laugh at that.
Shit, nigga.
Who you got, Packers?
I mean, that's a no-brainer, man. It's the Packers-Jets. It's got to be the Packers. Jets, man.
Robert Sala got some boys playing good, man.
I mean, they good, but I don't think their defense can stop Aaron Rodgers.
Sauce.
What's going?
I'll take Jets all day. Sauce, boy.
I want the Jets. I
Give me
just
Sauce
want
Gardner.
so. Yeah, I was 3-0 last week. You know what I'm saying? I was 3-0 last week.
Oh,
Green Bay game. Green Bay, the Chargers, and Buffalo. I told you Buffalo was gonna beat the Steelers.
Yeah, you was right about that.
Yeah,
You was right about that. That was my bad.
I fuck with the Chargers
That was
too.
my bad out
I
there.
fuck with the Chargers heavy. I knew Green Bay was gonna pull that bullshit out. And this week, 49ers, of course, that's a weak ass matchup for Carolina. The Bucks, I think they playing the Falcons, I think you said, because they ain't got who the fuck motherfuckers playing. I just got the team that's gonna win, so I got the Bucks and the Bengals. I can't remember who the Bengals playing. I just remember thinking that team ain't gonna score enough points. You know what I'm saying?
They got to play the Saints.
Saints, yeah. I don't think the Saints gonna score.
Bucks,
as many
Steelers.
points. I don't know. It's a really tough call. Actually, y'all took the Bengals on that shit. So y'all took some respect.
Pats, Browns too.
Yeah.
You have any picks for this week?
No, I ain't got no picks. I
No
don't
picks?
even know who playing this week. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Some picks.
Good.
Yeah, that's who playing. Call them.
Get 3 up.
What is that? Right. I like the Browns over the Patriots.
Okay.
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 The Bucks over the Steelers, of course.
Mm.
And I'm gonna take the upset. You know what I'm saying? The Jets over the Packers. I don't like the Packers.
You know,
Oh, wow.
you know,
You must didn't get the memo, bro.
Saints-
We Packer fans over here.
the Saints played legendary well against Tom Brady. I hope you know that. I believe last year they was 3-1.
Were they?
No. They 2-1. They beat them twice in the regular season and lost to them in the playoffs.
Yeah, they could beat that.
Something like that. They
do play them well, yeah.
The Saints always play Tom Brady and them really tough during regular season. Really tough. That's why that's a close game. That's all why it's always a close game to me.
Talking about Tom Brady, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's that time. Maybe my favorite part of my favorite segment. Excuse me, can't talk right now. Prime versus Prime. Excuse me. This week we got a good one, man. Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski. Excuse me, Rob Gronkowski. I cannot talk Rob Gronkowski. Now we're gonna talk about Gronk, 5-time Pro Bowl, 4-time All-Pro, a career 621 receptions, 9,286 yards, 92 touchdowns. Also 4-time Super Bowl champ, 143 games played. Travis Kelce, arguably still in the prime of his career, 7 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 737 receptions, 9,353 yards, 64 touchdowns in 132 games, but only 1 Super Bowl. Who would you guys take? Mind if I can start this one off?
Oh, that's you.
For me, I think I'm taking Kelce, in my opinion. I think as good as Gronk is, I've always felt like the best ability is availability. Gronk has played 16 games only 3 times out of his career. In 2 of those seasons, he didn't play 10 games. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I also think he benefited from playing with Tom Brady. I would have loved to see. I think he would have been really good anywhere he went, just because I think he's a generational talent. But I feel like definitely playing with Tom Brady definitely helped him out a lot. I think the same could be said for Marvin Harrison. I think playing with Peyton Manning and playing in that system. So I think it was a great system for him. Gronk is definitely a dog. I have him probably top 3 tight ends all time. But I would take Travis Kelce. I think Kelce, he puts up numbers that wide receivers put up. You have guys who, you don't see tight ends having back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And you're talking about Hall of Fame like tight ends. And it just doesn't happen. This guy does it. He does this like regularly. So I think even when we look at guys like Shannon, even when we think about catching tight ends, like Tony Gonzalez, I believe only has 3. I think Kelce has 6 already, or 5, 6 in a row. Yeah, Antonio Gates only has 3 or 2 years where he's had over 1,000 yards. So I think Kelce, when it's all said and done, he'll be looked at as the greatest tight end of all time. I think he's already in that top 4 conversation right now. When you look at Gates, Gonzalez, but that kid in Atlanta is going to be nice too. Kyle Pitts is going to Wallace is nice, but Pitts is nasty. But yeah, I would take Kelce. It's Kelce over Gronk. Who wants to start out? Who wants to start out? Who would you take?
I'll take Gronk, man. You know,
Really?
Yeah, man. I'll take Gronk, man. It just seemed like Gronk was, just a specimen, you know what I mean? And every time you got him down there on that goal line, it wasn't no stopping him. And you can line him up inside, out, you know what I mean? It didn't matter where you lined him up at. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Kelce run better routes, but just, you know what I mean, just the physical aspect, because I don't really think that he blocked better than Gronk to me. You know what I mean? That's just me personally, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking about a big tight end that's going to be able to block, you know what I mean, and then actually be able to catch too, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Gronk.
That's fair.
I think when we talk about receiving tight ends, we also forget about Jeremy Shockey and how effective Jeremy Shockey was in his prime too. You know, and he also
Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen too,
Yeah,
both
Greg
ends.
Olsen.
You know, but when it comes down to being a tight end, you can't just look at your hands and your receptions. You got to be a great blocker. And Travis Kelce's a good blocker, but he's not a great blocker. Gronk was a great blocker. And I think even though he did benefit from times with Tom Brady, we forget to talk about the type of chemistry that they had. And that's the type of chemistry you want to have with your tight end. Because at some points in those Patriot seasons, you also remember that Gronk was their leading receiver. He had the most receptions because he was somebody you could count on time in and time out. I'm not saying you can't count on Travis Kelce, time in, time out, but you can count on him for whatever. They was like this and this. Now, when I look at Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' relationship, it seems decent, but it doesn't seem like a Gronk and Tom Brady relationship. That they was at each other's cribs. They was like brothers, So with that being said, I gotta give it a little bit more to Gronk. He was a great blocker. Blocking is something that goes underrated because you don't get those wide receiver screens. You don't get those flea flickers and all those plays, all those sweeps and all those jet sweeps and stuff. Those don't go nowhere if you don't have a great blocker there. And I'll tell you this, I've never seen the Patriots with a fullback. And the reason you don't need a fullback is because you can't put somebody back there who can block like a fullback. And that's a very hard trait to fulfill, Whenever they need stern blocking, they was pulling Gronk back there to block, Because sometimes they had running backs that couldn't block. They had that, what was his name, White? He was the one that fly out, the one they won the Super Bowl that year with. James White. He wasn't blocking nobody. No, he was 5'9", if that, maybe 6 foot. So you know who they was pulling back to block for him. So I give it to Gronk because he was like he said, he was a specimen. But he was able to do a multitude of things at a very elite level. And that's what I like about him. Plus he did some MJ shit. He left and they came back and won a shit. So that's some MJ shit and I like that shit. The fact that you say you left the game, you had no more interest in the game, come back a year later, and then you come back and do it all over again, just to leave out again.
And he partied the whole time.
You
You know how dope you gotta be to party and you ain't even a good dancer.
Man, for real.
This nigga's dancing all the time and he ain't even a good
And
dancer.
he was out on big boat trips, kicking it,
Yeah.
all-nighters.
Yeah.
So I'm good at Gronk, man, because and not only that, but he was a hell of a dude. You know what I'm saying? He was a hell of a dude. So I think I give it to Gronk on that. So Kelce coming up there, but if we have this conversation in 8 more years, then it might be a different answer. But right now, it's going to be Gronk.
That's what I was getting ready to say right now, because Gronk, it's finished and we still looking at Kelce. But yeah, I'm definitely going Gronk, man. It was all the reasons y'all said, man. It was the blocking for me, man, because he can be in on more plays. You know what I'm saying? You can be in on more plays. So, sorry. If you in on more plays, you're more effective. You said availability. Well, he available more plays. He in on more plays. Running plays. It's almost like that Jimmy Graham dude. Jimmy Graham was dope, but he couldn't even fit in on most packages because he just wanted to catch the ball. He ain't want to block nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, I know Kelce do more blocking than Jimmy Graham, but at the same time, it's still the same effect when you measure them up next to each other, man. Gronk clearly, was a better blocker, and that's how he got a lot of his shit off. He gonna look like he blocking, and then he just gonna pop up and just start going left or right after 5 or 10 yards, and he wide the fuck open. You thought he was blocking again. It's the same fucking formation they did. It's confusing as hell. It's bland as hell. It's vanilla as a bitch. You mother come out an I formation on your ass, nigga, like some old ass. They come out like Remember the Titans niggas. They in the I formation and shit every time. You don't know what the fuck his niggas is doing. Then all of a sudden, this nigga blocked you 10 times in a row. 10 times in a row. The second you think you get around, this nigga gets to the quarterback. This nigga's catching the ball downfield 20 motherfucking yards, stumbling and bumbling. And this motherfucker every time breaking his neck into the end zone. Man, I'm going with the Gronk, man.
Okay. Hold up. Since I'm the only one that chose Kelce, you have to look at it like this, right? I understand what y'all saying with blocking, right? But the way I look at it is yes, he was a phenomenal blocker, yes. But he was a phenomenal blocker because the front office never put into anything into their offensive line. That's why he was a phenomenal blocker.
But that's why they didn't put none to the line, because you had a phenomenal blocker right there. So when you got that, you can just move. If you paying this man 30-something million a year, you gonna make him do whatever he got to
They
do.
didn't pay
I'm just
nobody,
saying. No, but if anybody got a check, it was him, because Tom Brady got Gronk paid.
Right.
He did.
And Tom Brady got some.
But he worked
they
for
just
he
didn't
worked
pay
for
anybody.
it. He worked for it.
But that's almost whatever, because it's a moot point almost, because they didn't pay anybody. No one got paid that. They let everybody go with the Patriots.
Except for
They didn't pay
Gronk.
nobody.
Right.
Gronk
That's-
retired.
Right, and that's fine. I would totally agree with that. But when we talk about him being a great blocker, I'm looking at, yes, he was a phenomenal blocker because he had to block, right?
But he was really good at doing it.
He was really good at
bad
doing it.
He
He was
been there.
really good at doing it. Now, we all agree that Travis Kelce, we can say, is in his prime, right?
Yeah.
Now, Kelce has over 136 more catches already than Gronk. 136. And on top of that, he has already almost over 100 more yards receiving than Gronk. And 3 more Pro Bowls on top of that.
That style. That's like you saying Lamar. That's like you saying Lamar Jackson don't have as many touchdown passes as Patrick Mahomes or something. That's
Right.
a stylistic thing, because Bill Belichick was not airing it out every week. As a matter of fact, if you follow them as far as fantasy football, they're the worst team to pick a player off of, because they're doing different shit every fucking week. You don't know if they're about to run the ball or pass the goddamn ball with them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So for Gronk to get consistent numbers the way he did, actually, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of those years, actually speaks to his talent, his connection with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Because combined with the fact that Bill Belichick want to run the damn ball and play defense, and half the time not even throw the damn ball or throw it to certain people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and my rebuttal to that would be that's also even a more testament as to how good Kelce is, because he's not the only guy on that team. You have the cheetah, and then you have also Pringle that was on that team, who's not doing anything for
But
the
he get
Bears.
his targets.
He definitely gets his targets. I'm not going to say he doesn't, but he makes the
He has
best
to get
of
more
every
targets
target
again.
that he get. And if the Patriots would have put some into their offensive line, maybe Gronk would have been available more often.
But if Bill Belichick is that coach, they're gonna still do what they do. Like you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna start airing it out because they got an offensive line that can
Right.
hold up against the pressure.
And
like
the
they don't-
double down what
Belichick
Bi
is
is
still
saying, the Bill Belichick runs a balanced system to where Andy Reid airs it out. Every team Andy Reid has ever coached, he aired it out. Look at the Eagles when they had him.
Yeah,
All they did was
Westbrook.
air it out.
Yep.
They aired it out.
They dump it off the
They don't
Westbrook
really run.
down there.
They don't really.
don't.
What with the Kansas City
4 to
Chiefs,
26.
they don't run their running back that much. The person that does a lot of running on there is Patrick Mahomes. I'm just keeping it funky. They don't run a lot. They don't.
When they had
They really
Hunt-
don't. They're
when
a
they
pass
had
first
Hunt,
team.
They was
You honest
murdering
though?
motherfuckers.
Pass first. They pass first.
When they had Hunt though, they was killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that was a different team for a different time. And Andy
Well, they
Reid,
won.
the thing that Andy Reid, that's who really needs to get a lot of credit too right now, is he knows how to utilize his weapons, man. Let's be honest, man. Some coaches know how to utilize some weapons, some people do. And when it came down to utilize weapons, Kelce gets utilized like that. Where Gronk, like what Bi said, he had the packages for the scheme. If Bill Belichick wants me to block, I gotta block and do it good. If he wants me to go catch this ball, I gotta do it and do it good. I just give it to him a little bit more because I like my tight end to block. That's my biggest thing. When I look for a fantasy team and I make mine, I look for the best blocker on there. I'm talking about Madden, of course. You know what I'm saying? Not fantasy league. Just like Madden, I look for the best blocking tight end to go for. I don't necessarily need the hands. I need somebody to block for me.
I can respect that.
Definitely.
I can respect that.
And June.
You want to add anything to that, bro?
Well, I say y'all.
Oh no, I knew if you want to add something to it.
I'm good.
He felt it.
All right, man. We're gonna moving right along, man. Our top 50 players, man. I don't know if y'all been following along with us, but we're doing our top 50 players, man. Moving right along, right up into the start of the NBA season. This week we're doing 29 through 25. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off, man. At number 29, I got CP3, man. Chris Paul.
Okay.
18 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists. Right now is third all time in assists. At number 28, I had to go with Jason Kidd.
I like that.
Jason Kidd, 12.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists. Third all time in assists, and something I didn't know, he's fourth all time in triple doubles at 107.
I believe also as a point guard, he probably averaged the most rebounds as a point guard as well throughout his whole career.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know another point guard who got as many rebounds as he did in that time of era. I don't.
Could be. He could be. He was a phenomenal rebound. I remember watching Jason Kidd. He's the only college player. I remember watching him play in California, and he's the only player I've ever seen make a pass and fool the cameraman. I don't know if you people, I'm pretty sure you go on YouTube and you guys can go out there if you look at Jason Kidd, crazy pass in college, and he made a no look that was so crazy he literally fooled the cameraman, where the cameraman was looking completely opposite way, and like he didn't know where the hell the ball even went. But yeah, Jason Kidd at 28.
The blonde curl.
No, that was not a good look. It looked like he was looking for Sue from Rush Hour.
He was searching for something.
At number 27, Luka Doncic. I got Luka. Yeah, Luka Magic at number 27. 26 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 8 assists. He is right now already 10th all time in triple doubles at 46. So I got Luka at 27. Yeah, Luka nice, man. Luka's basically, he's basically a bigger version of Jason Kidd.
Luka ain't did shit in this league yet, man. This
Yeah, I got Luka at 27, man.
Rob Warrior, man.
Oh,
Fuck. That's why we fuck with my nigga, man. I got to come
I
on
had to do it,
controversy.
but I had to do it.
The most controversial nigga on the show.
anyway,
Rob Warrior.
number 26, man. I had to go with the Admiral, David Robinson, man. 21 points a game, 10.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 3 blocks. Crazy numbers. MVP, Rookie of the Year, 8-time All Defensive Player of the Year. Was an absolute deer in the open court. Lefty that can go coast to coast. Dunk fast as hell. I never seen anybody dunk so fast. It was crazy how fast David Robinson used to dunk. Only reason why he's not high on the list is because he did get hurt, and that's what ended up getting the number 1 pick, and Tim Duncan ended up coming in. But if David Robinson never gets hurt, he's probably top 15 all time. Could absolutely do everything on the court. It was kind of tentative. I felt like he kind of took a lot of flack for not being a great low post player. And he had a really good face-up game, but outside of that, yeah, average 26. At 25, man, my last pick for the week, I had to go with I love this kid, man. Has a great movie on Disney. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I had to go with the freak, man. Already, man, top 25. 21.8 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, 4.6 assists. Already 2-time MVP, 1-time champ. Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, man. Finals MVP. And I mean, how could you not love Giannis Antetokounmpo? Anybody that says that they like to dunk their Oreos, and they milk before they go to sleep. Man, can't be happier. It came from nothing to something, man. So yeah, man, Giannis at 25, man. That round up my top 25. Who wanna start?
Start, bro?
No, y'all can go ahead.
All right, bro.
No, you good.
Coming in at 29, Westbrook, for all the right reasons.
Brody, okay.
Westbrook on the right team is a dog. I know he's struggling right now with the Lakers, and he's struggled with a few other teams, but any other team he's been on, he's pretty much taken them to the playoffs. Watched him take a disappointing Washington Wizard team to the playoffs. I watched him take a depleted OKC team to the playoffs. And I believe that team, when he played for the Rockets, they went to the playoffs as well, but got dismantled in the playoffs embarrassingly. But he'll get you there. Give him the right personnel, he can be everything you want. The thing about him is you got to watch what type of alpha males, what type of players you put him with, because he is a certified alpha male as far as it comes to the court. He demands the ball a lot, and he wants to do everything, which will inevitably cost him in the end. But if he can learn to play more T-ball, he'll be an all-time great, no question. 28, Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is probably one of my favorite centers. I'm not going to sit here and lie. With that, he demanded respect in the middle. When he played that center position, it was a hard time. Granted, I know he had a lot of help from Rasheed. Rasheed will always be a great mind, but Ben Wallace is a dog. You put him on any team in his prime, and he is the dominant center. He'll blocks, number blocks. If you really think about dominant centers as far as blocks go, he'll be up there always. He'll always be up there. That's why he's up there. Dominance.
He can't get a bucket.
No, I don't want him for scoring.
I think
Scoring.
that's a little high. Go ahead, that's your list.
Well, I like Ben. Ben gets looked over a lot. And, you know, he's a centerpiece.
For good reason.
You take Ben off that Piston team, they don't go as far as they go. That's a guarantee. He was a dog.
That's a fact.
I watched who he played against.
I like Zach Randolph
That's
too.
I said.
I like Zach Randolph too.
But I didn't put him in my top.
No, because he was an undersized power forward and never really got that. I feel like shit. You put Zach Randolph and Ben Wallace smacking this shit all across the floor.
They ran off a bus your ass though.
Yeah, that he will.
Straight up.
Coming at 27, Harden, the beard. Reason I got him there is because Harden normally would be coming a little more, but he has to prove a lot more to me. Yes, he is amazing on the offensive end of the ball. I'm yet to see a defensive play out of him that I could be like, man, Harden does this. I expect him to get better this year. This year, he said this is going to be his best defensive year. Come out of his mouth. He's losing weight. He's going to get to his prime. He said this is going to be the best version of him that you've seen yet.
I like that.
And that's what I like to see. And if Harden can play some defense and demand respect defensively, Harden will move up significantly on my list. Significantly. Because he has all the tools to be a all-star player every year, superstar player every year. He has stuff in his bag that, shit, we ain't even seen yet. He works on shots that look like magic. He does 1 foot to the side, laying out of bounds threes that he works on, where he doesn't dribble. I mean, he's always expanding on his game. He works with a professor on the side to work on dribbles through the legs and stuff like that. You don't know who Professor is. And one mixtape genius. He works with a lot of people, point guards, shooting guards on the dribbles, handles everything. And he just gets better offensively every year. I'm just yet to see it on defense. And when he does, superstar.
A guy of his caliber going to a team like that, if he's as good as you say he is, they should be winning the championship automatically. With the shit he's proven, the shit he's done on his own. Either that was stat padding or does that translate to winning? You know what I'm saying? Because at the beginning, I seen him getting 40-point triple doubles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what does that translate to when you're playing with Joel Embiid and Maxey? He's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, and especially in the playoff now, where he's failed miserably multiple times. This dude, at that point in time, they get into the playoff. When they do, what he gonna do? That's the question. That's what his career is all about. At this point in time, that's what his career is all about. And it ain't about all just winning all the championships and shit. But he gotta show up. He gotta show up. It ain't gonna be no hiding behind Joel and fucking young ass Maxey. He gotta show up. We tired of sitting back waiting. Oh, maybe this is the year. Y'all gonna get his shot blocked by Manu Ginobili in his fucking playoff run. Come on, man.
The thing about Harden is I always says, you're a great shooter. You're great on offense one-on-one. But when you get to the playoffs, it ain't gonna be one-on-one. And if you don't learn how to play and utilize your team, and I don't even say play with you, I'm talking about utilize, develop a chemistry, become dangerous to where the point where either we had to guard him or him, and we had to make a choice to guard him, and you're wide open, that's when you become deadly in the NBA. And when you do that, then you're problems for everybody. And that is something a lot of the greats were able to do. And we inevitably, when you see it, everybody has to utilize that team. Everybody. And it has to be him. It has to start with him. He has to be more of a leader. But going on to that, though, coming in at number 26, Dr. J. Dr. J, I always hold Dr. J in the highest regards in anything I speak basketball because he was the influence to all the great players that I look up to myself. He was.
Julius?
Julius.
Julius, the
Julius.
doctor?
Everybody looked up to him. Everybody looked up to him. Everybody.
What? Okay, that's your list. Okay.
Hey, everybody looked up to him. Yeah.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Said it
That's
nice.
26.
Yeah.
All right.
I put him up there. Yeah, I hold him in high regards. If you was going to
I
here,
had 26.
It's 26, right? We
Yes,
just
I
had
regard.
you usually
Put
can't
that-
have
hold on, man. Y'all ain't seen the list. All right, y'all ain't seen the
And
list.
Jordan Poole better not be on this motherfucker.
Whoa.
I'm thinking, motherfucker.
You exposed number 8.
Ed Pickney?
Hold on, he said epic.
Yeah, big. What was that? Providence is on.
No, I put him up there because, man, he was developing the game. A lot of the people that we look up to that are great all-stars, superstars in the game, molded their game after what this guy did. And
he definitely.
to me, these guys always have to be held in super high regards no matter what. And I always keep them in the middle of the pack.
I got you.
I keep them in the middle of the pack.
I don't
I got you.
understand.
I got you.
But
I got
yeah,
it.
everything you're gonna say, why all the good reasons why you picked them is why we pick them too, but we put them higher on the list.
Yeah. But hey, man, my list is
Hey, but it's your list.
my list
It's your
is
list.
exquisite.
It's your list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
hold on,
fluid.
man.
I feel like your list is fluid. I feel like that motherfucker may change with how you feel about things at the time.
It might, man. Catch me on Tuesday. Might be
See
different.
what I'm saying?
Might be.
Robert.
Hey, man. Hey, don't talk about wild. Big shot. You dressing this big shot. And coming in number 5, KD. 25, man. KD. I keep KD in the middle of the pack because KD is the middle of the pack guy right now. Like I said earlier, this could be subject to change if I see KD do something that I haven't seen him do something yet, which is win without somebody else that he had to flock to. Okay? If KD is successful with this Nets team and can make them look good as he should,
You got that money.
this could change. I've never seen KD win without Curry or Clay yet, and that's a fact. I've seen him push with Westbrook, but still not become an alpha male between that. And I have to see more of. He's just not demanding a lot of respect right now. KD is. I love him to death. I think he's one of the best players on the court when he's out there. But I need to see him demand respect as a superstar he is. And that's why I keep him in the middle of the pack right now. I love this man's game, but I got to see a little bit more of him. Last year was a very disappointing year. And the reason I hold him in this regard is because he's a leader, but he's not acting like a leader.
Okay.
And I need him to act like a leader. Now, if he starts acting like a leader, oh shit, he going up.
How you feel about that, man? I was want to hear what you're thinking before I get to my little list, man.
I'm just.
You said KD right there.
Oh,
You agree with
hey,
KD being right there?
Hey, I respect that gentleman's list.
Okay.
No, KD's a great. But sometimes when you look at KD, don't you also kind of look at how hard he be playing? Don't you kind of just see a lot of one side of the ball? I see a lot of offense.
Well, he obviously got more defense than James Harden.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
I got it.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but he's also a 7-footer. You should be getting block shots. I just need to see a more, I guess, healthy KD, a productive KD. Now, what he did in the playoffs, I get it. I get it. But bro, tell me how many superstars you out here seeing high caliber like KD getting swept. You don't see that. You don't. So I respect this man's game to the utmost, but I gotta keep him in the middle of the pack like that.
What did you say? You said who gets what?
No. I said,
How many all-star superstars do you know come to the playoffs and get swept?
That's what I thought you said. Yeah, Mike did it for 3 times.
No, I get it.
Kobe did it.
In the beginning of their careers, yes.
Right.
Not in the middle of their career.
Yeah.
Tell me more like a middle. LeBron not making the playoffs with a shitty team, I understand.
Yeah.
But
And
when
and
you
the
have,
Nets were what, a 7th seed, 8th seed?
oh yeah. But when you have
Eighth
three
seed.
all-stars, I would say 2 superstars and a handful of all-stars on your team, and you get
There were
swept.
There were no handful of all-stars. Come on, fam, don't be that.
Blake
Don't
Griffin's
be-
not an all-star?
No, don't be that
No,
guy.
no. Is he not?
Come on,
No, he is.
please, No.
We want to talk about people accolades. He's been in
No,
several.
don't go there, bro. Don't be
Just
that
saying,
guy, bro.
Aldridge,
Don't be that.
who's also on the
Don't
roster.
be that guy.
Also on the roster. Also on the roster. Gordon Dragic. Also on the roster. Kyrie Irving. Also on the roster. KD. Also on the roster. I mean, we can really keep going. I mean, we can keep going, man. There's more people on that team. They should have had a little bit more success than was given. That's all I'm saying. And you look for a leader, and when you look over there was nobody being a leader. Hands down. You couldn't look to Kyrie. You couldn't look to KD for shit. He had to literally do everything he could because he couldn't utilize the team. They had no chemistry. Until you're able to establish some chemistry over there, Luka got chemistry with his team. I understand why you put Luka on the team. You got to worry about them. When the Nets come to town, you just got to worry about KD.
Man, Luka ain't did nothing.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Luka ain't did nothing. He shouldn't be top 50
I'm
nothing.
over here.
He said Luka shouldn't be top 50.
He shouldn't be top 50
Oh, yeah,
nothing. He's
look
done
up.
nothing to
Yeah,
prove
look
anything.
up there.
It looks good. He made a
I'm not-
couple All-Star games.
Generation. Yeah, he a dog, bro.
He's gonna end up being.
Yeah, I
something.
got
He can maybe be on that list, but as far as guys who earned it,
Yeah, he's better. He's better than Jason Kidd. He is. He's better than
Jason Kidd earned it.
if it weren't for Jason Kidd, Dirk Nowitzki wouldn't have a ring. Carmelo Anthony, best year ever with the Knicks was with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Jason Kidd is a hell of a on-court coach. You know what I'm saying? Like that Jason Kidd is underrated. Don't just look at those poor man triple doubles he was getting 10, 10,
He said
10.
the poor man triple double.
Hey, the boy was getting 10, 10, 10. He was getting no 20
What's your list? I want to hear your list.
Bam, I absolutely. I've been watching Jason Kidd ever since he was in high school. I love Jason Kidd. I'm a huge fan of Jason Kidd. So for me to say Luka's better, I'm not just saying I saw Jason Kidd
Yeah,
people don't understand Jason Kidd was a horrible shooter. He's top 10 right now all time in three. I've seen the maturation of his game. I love Jason Kidd.
But Luka hasn't done anything yet. Once he accomplishes something, he can go on the list.
Right, but I don't.
If he
I don't-
wins
I don't-
one
I don't
ring,
look
he
at
probably
every-
can go on the list.
But
Until
when
he
I-
make it to the Western Conference Final,
But
then
when I make my list, I'm looking at yes, accolades have something to do with it. Yes, what you've done in the league. Yes, but a lot of my list is simply, dog, who do I feel like is the better player, not necessarily what you have done. Because yes, Jason Kidd is a dog. He taking that next team to the finals. Yes, I would differ and say that Dirk Kidd wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for Dirk more or less if it wasn't for Jason Kidd. Dirk wouldn't have a ring because of Jason Kidd. That's just my opinion.
I mean, it should definitely be worded that way. You know, Dirk Nowitzki was the best player on the team. But as far as leadership, as far as you be here, you be there on offense and defense, that had a lot to do with Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
And I don't think they did. I don't think Dirk get that ring without. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's I'm not
It's
mad
just
at that. But
blasphemous to me that, you know what I'm saying, put Luke on the list of guys, you know what I'm saying, who just hasn't accomplished anything yet. If he even made it to the Western Conference, just made it to the Western Conference Finals, you know what I'm saying, we haven't seen him play enough ball.
So if he made it to the West Conference Finals, you'd be okay with that, with me putting him there.
If he at least made it to the finals, then I'd be like, okay, because it's just there, you just see it for sure. I thought Chris Paul last year was going to fly through the players. I thought they was going to do something. This dude got tired as hell in the second round. After the Pelicans was on his ass, that little mixed boy with the good hair, he was sweating the shit out of Chris Paul. Tired as hell. Chris Paul tired right now from that series still. Last year, that nigga is still up and puffing right now at home. He was so tired after fucking run. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see you play more ball, win more rounds. That's the beauty of LeBron James's career. Is that this motherfucker been to the finals a million years in a row. It's very hard to stay in shape that long. And he'd be in peak conditioning the entire time. You know what I'm saying? And that's you know what I'm saying? That can't go under no. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, for a lot of reasons. Like, maybe he gets tired. Maybe he just ain't good at that time of year. Like, whatever the case may be, I ain't seen this yet, so it's hard for me to throw him on the list. But I mean, I understand your list though. You're talking about talent-wise, and part of my list is the same way. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're just looking at the guy's talent. Well, I think those guys is better than that guy. But let me go ahead and get the little list out the way, man. We got a lot of the same dudes anyway. Charles Barkley at 29.
Yeah, 29 today.
29, Charles Barkley. Just because I love dude game, but he ain't win shit, so he gonna be high on the list. You gotta win something, man. Hey, man, I love Charles Barkley, man. But he got that Shaq syndrome where he wasn't gonna take care of himself like that. Like, you know, you got guys really taking this shit serious, and you got Shaq coming in with a bag of Big Macs to practice. He showing up to practice. Come on, man.
Ribs on his breath.
Like, this is, come on, man. Like, in practice, like, this is real stories. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucking, then I got a KG. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? I love him, but he only won one. You know what I'm saying? So we counted in that gray area where he ain't like a great champion, but he solidified himself, you know what I'm saying, as a top 50 player of all time. You know what I'm saying? D-Wade, you know what I'm saying, to me a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, as far as, I ain't gonna say taking it serious, because I know KG took it serious, so these guys are all in the same grouping of that or whatever, but D-Wade won more, you know what I'm saying? I guess the first one was Shaq and them, whatever, yeah, stack team, LeBron, whatever, but he won more. Scottie Pippen. I love Scottie, but this nigga is actually overrated. And I'm not hearing nothing about this nigga 20 or under. He was a great player, and I don't want to take away from his greatness by saying Mike made him what he was, really, because he made him hardcore, man. He made him hard body. You know what I'm saying? But at the same point in time, though, he ended up being that regardless of who and how. You know what I'm saying? He ended up being a great fucking player, Scottie Pippen. So he top 50. He just ain't finna be low on that list like that. And shit, Greek Freak, that nigga make the list. You know what I'm saying? We already see what he can do. That motherfucker's unstoppable. Depending on how he finish his career, he can move up the list too. Because that motherfucker's unstoppable, and I don't know, man, that nigga just, he got that mama mentality. That motherfucker is.
Anybody want to add to that list, man? Anybody who you would put in the top 25?
Top 25, that's a hard one. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to even think about the top 50 because I don't seen so much basketball, you feel me? You know, so it's just hard to even think about. And then I got different views from people, you feel me? So, I don't know, that's a hard one. I can't even add to that one, you know, that too.
Gotcha. But yeah, man, I think we're finna go ahead and wrap it up, man. But man, if you don't know, B.I., can you please tell these people, man, what time it is,
Oh, man, this trade yourself. Get the fuck on about it here. That's what it is.
Man, trade your motherfucking self, man.
You gotta get the fuck on about it.
Man, if y'all don't know what trade yourself is, man, this is how we always end every show. Trade yourself is basically anybody, man, that goddamn it, they need to trade themselves. They done did something bogus. And goddamn it, bitch, you need to goddamn it. You wanna know what? Just trade your motherfucking self. So man, who wanna kick it off, man? Who need to trade themselves?
I'm kicking it off, man. I'm going ahead and go with the most obvious shit possible.
Cleveland
Draymond
Browns?
motherfucking Green.
Oh man.
Need to go ahead and get the fuck on up out of here. Hey, look, man. I just think it's funny. See, this is why you always gotta watch what you say, man. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfucker, this is funny. At the end of last year, they won that ring. And this motherfucker was over there talking about his contract. And cause right at the second the summer began, this motherfucker's over here on this little podcast talking about maybe he can look elsewhere because he know that Golden State shouldn't really pay him that much, man. They got other guys they need to be paying. He lowers the totem pole regardless of how much he means to the team. He knew monetarily that he probably wasn't going to get the money that he wanted. So he was basically doing a little ploy on some marketing type shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But look how he came back and blew up in his face while he was talking about, well, man, the Detroit Pistons. You know, he's from, you know what I'm saying, around the Detroit area type shit. This motherfucker had the nerve to mention the Detroit Pistons. Go ahead and go to the Detroit Pistons now. Go ahead, let's just see. Go ahead, let's see what the open market has for you, motherfucker. Because I definitely want to see your ass go to a scrub ass team, see your ass struggling. I want to see this nigga struggling. I want to see this nigga so mad. You know how mad this nigga will be every day? I want to see that. I want this nigga to be the new Dennis Rodman. I want this motherfucker to just be just pissed off every day when he come to work, nigga. He mad at his teammates, he mad at the world. Nigga. Go ahead and end it like that then, nigga. He didn't appreciate what he had. You know what I'm saying? I always hate to like, you know what I'm saying, go to like relationships and shit. But like if you got a girl or some shit, nigga, and she whack, you 100 though. Like you killing it, you crushing it, yo. Like your career's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Say you're a lawyer or some shit, nigga, and you got all the money in the world, you're an awesome dude, you know what I'm saying? You go to church and shit, and you know what I'm saying, you're an amazing guy. And this bum bitches over here, Judy Moblo. This girl is doing all types of, doing outrageous drugs. She's doing, hey man, look, we live in across Wisconsin. You might see some crystal meth in your bathroom at the after party. I'm just saying, you can't be going to church and you getting home in this H and motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, crystal meth in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying, with toddlers running around. All I'm saying is, man, listen. Hey, look, man, sometimes when motherfuckers don't appreciate the motherfucker, hey, man, them niggas is top notch out there in Golden State.
Man.
They the go to church type of niggas.
Right.
They the lawyer type of niggas. All their shit is straight. You know what I'm saying? That's my point.
Right.
Now you got Tootie Mo Blow them over here. You know what I'm saying? No, and it's just funny. I like that character. Nah, I just say that I like that character. That nigga, what's his name? That shit is hilarious, dog. That shit is actually funny though. If y'all seen that shit though. What's his name?
Is that all Boogie Nights or something?
No, man. What's the dog name? The rapping and kicking his ass with the shit in there. What his name? He talking about from Indiana and shit.
Motherfucking that is
What's his
hilarious.
name?
Only your
Shit.
Hell no.
Man, I can't remember dog name, man. Little rice little nigga, man, from like Indiana and shit, man. He just got whooped out Benny the Bush in him out of New York, man. And then he got whooped. And then he got whooped out by what's his name? Jim Jones was just whooping too. Like a month before this shit, he was just going around talking shit to people. Hey man, I fuck with fan music, man. They ain't trying to whatever, man. I can't remember his name right now because they ain't trying to put him on blast all the way. But
I think you just did.
hey, I did. We went there, man.
I don't watch that nigga.
Hey, Draymond Green, go ahead and get your out of here, man. This shit went somewhere else, man. Hey, Golden State, you deserve better. You deserve better. Hey, man, nah, man, this shit's funny, man. I'm trying to put this shit in this. I'm trying to tell you, man, this shit actually funny as a motherfucker. I was just naming this shit. You know what I'm saying? The niggas going around the room cussing motherfuckers out, man. I'm trying to tell you, this shit was hilarious, man.
Oh man.
Who need to trade themselves?
That's hilarious. I like that.
Hey,
Today, Devontae Adams, boy, trade your ass, man. If you mad now to where you want to push motherfuckers, you really gonna be mad in 4 more weeks when y'all niggas don't make the playoffs. Y'all really gonna be mad. Actually, you can't be mad because they pay you all that money, but boy, you gonna want to leave once you feel that wrath of Oakland. They gonna be like, man, get me the fuck out of here. Oh man, take the money back, send me back by Aaron. But Devontae, eventually, ain't gotta be today, but you gonna want to trade yourself. Know that.
they already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
They started out
After 5 weeks.
I'm gonna go with you know what I'm saying, buddy that leaked that tape, you know what I'm saying?
Warriors locker room. Trade y'all motherfuckers.
Whoever leaked that motherfucker, get the fuck out of here, dog.
You know what I mean? Is anything sacred anymore? You know what I mean? Are you watching me in the bathroom? Like, you recording everything. And I understand that practice has to be recorded to some extent, you feel me? For, you know what I mean? You know, so they could go back and analyze and look and you know, and make adjustments or whatever. But that should have never, ever, ever been leaked. You know what I mean? Did you ever see the Jordan punching Kurt tape? Never. Never. You know what I mean? So it's a problem in that organization. It has to be. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, trade yourself. You bogus, Joe.
Hey, TMZ paying 5 grand of tape. That's all I'm gonna let you know, man. 5 grand of tape, boy. That motherfucker. Shit.
And he traded
Hey,
away for peanuts.
Hey, shit.
Whoever had that
Big
tape
golden
is making
peanuts.
Okay?
Big golden peanuts. Shit. TMZ dropping money. Boy, that shit, the internet like light.
Yeah, it was over.
My mother got paid. I know if you didn't, use a fool. But trade yourself, man, because your loyalty thin as hell.
Probably about a bill?
No, I wouldn't say that, but do keep it in the fans that they will pay 10 to 20 for something like. No, they will pay you 10, but they making nothing but money off publicity out there. Don't forget that. There's a reason why motherfuckers be treading on thin ice. We call selling their soul and doing stuff, goofy shit like that, because there's money in There's money in snitching.
Right.
I hate to say it. There's money in. You'll never hear me do it. You ain't never. We caught that nigga for a lobster dinner.
Man, who need to trade themselves? Actually, I had 2 people this week. I'll do. Wow, man, we're going for a minute, man. It's been a good show. Well, I'm gonna go with the first one. Dan Snyder, Red Sox owner. Absolutely need to trade himself.
Please, dude.
Yeah, he need to trade himself. But the other person who probably for the rest of the year, since keep telling y'all, man, stop fucking watching ESPN, man. Watch us. Since ESPN not gonna talk about it, Brett Favre, mother bitch, you need to trade yourself.
Yeah.
You absolutely. How you gonna come out here and say that you don't know what they talking about and you ain't do nothing wrong? Mother bitch, we seen the text where you sitting here asking, is there any way the public gonna find out? Now I understand that Mississippi doesn't have a great education system. Not because of the great people of Mississippi, y'all fuck with us at old heads. But it seems to be you ain't the crispiest chip in the bag. What you need to do is put out an apology and just leave the public out. That's it. Go sit on your tractor, whatever the fuck you do. If I go get the mail in your Wranglers barefoot, whatever the fuck you like to do. But you, sir, ma'am, you need to trade yourself, man. You fucked up. You're a greedy motherfucker. It is what it is, bro. You're greedy. I get it. It is what it is. But, man, trade yourself, man. But with that being said, man, check us out, man, next week, man. Episode 23, man. Real big, man. Episode 23, man. Fuck it, man. All mic, bro. All mic, bro. All mic. All next week. Episode 23, man. For the GOAT.
I like it.
All mic, man. For the GOAT, man. We all wearing rocking mics next week. 23, man. Episode 23, man. No, we talking all mic, bro. Everything mic. Everything mic. Everything gonna be mic next week, man. So want y'all to tune in with us next week, man. Episode 23. That's gonna be big. That's gonna be the GOAT episode, man. So, like I say, man, y'all please check us out, man, on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, man, at C Hendo, C-E-E Hendo, H-E-N-D-O, C Hendo. We're also on Twitch. You can also check us out on Instagram at Old School versus New School. You can also check us out on Facebook on Old Heads, man. Let's get us to them 300 followers, man. As well, you can check me out, man. Demetri Funches, check me out on Facebook as well. And yeah, man, we're just trying to, man, hustle and motivate. So we still got that mad tournament in the works if you're in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Also have to give a big shout out to Bump That Radio, man. Please download that Bump That Radio app. I don't know if y'all from Chicago or from the Midwest, that's similar to the box. They trying to bring it back like how radio used to be, man. So download that Bump That Radio app. Also, if you're in La Crosse, Wisconsin, man, I'm gonna be going up there shortly, as soon as we wrap up the show, to Press Break, man, downtown La Crosse, Wisconsin, man. They got them cheesy nachos, man. They got cheesy beefs, all that good stuff, man. But yeah, man, episode 22, man. So wrap, man. Go ahead, brother. Let y'all brothers do y'all the outro where they can catch y'all at.
Hey, man, catch me on Facebook under the whole government, Chris Henderson. Like I said, catch us on YouTube, man, Twitch. We also on Twitter and stuff. Catch me on Twitter and stuff. NE74, Make sure, hey, we appreciate all the follows, the views, everything, man. Keep supporting us, man. We got all y'all. We're going to be handing out free t-shirts soon for viewers. We're going to have that going up. Like I said, we got the Mad Tournament. A little bit after that, we also going to have the 2K tournament coming on.
Right.
We also got a couple fundraisers we're going to set up. We also going to be talking about those here shortly once we get them fine-tuned. But, yeah, we got it going, y'all. Keep supporting it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, keep supporting, man.
Yo, the boy Bills, man. Hollers and old heads, and go hit the like button, man. Subscribe if you can.
Man, please.
Bye-boo.
Yeah, I just want to, thank y'all for inviting me as well. Just for starters, thank you. I really appreciate that. So yeah, you can just catch me. I'm out here. You can catch me.
Yeah, I have to see
You
what
know
you
what I'm
see.
saying? Ain't probably gonna say too much. You see,
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless.
Good night.
Yeah.
For real. It's then win again.
I ain't mad. Oh shit.
You want to tap that for me?
Got your blood.